How to make your first $1,000 from daily fantasy sports apps like PrizePicks, Underdog, Better, and a plethora of others, guys. We are on our way to our first $1,000 in the challenge that I've been running, and I'm excited to talk about the strategy with you because it's something that anybody can do. Unfortunately, it's something that most people don't fully understand, don't know about, or haven't accepted yet. And my goal now is to show you the way that you can make your first $1,000 on daily fantasy sports apps and continue to scale up until you inevitably get limited by these apps because you've made so much money off of them. So we're going to head over to a couple different softwares that I use. On the screen here, you're going to see OddsJam, but what I want to first do is pull up our Pick'It, and let's first go to the home screen, guys. So we are down on the month. Now, that's because of my straight bets. I think I'm in such a weird place right now because if you guys saw my tweet from the other day, I've lost more money on straight bets. I'm very profitable with my parlays on daily fantasy sports apps, but for some reason I can't get my straight bets to hit. Part of the reason is all my straight bets are being placed on Kalshi, which is more difficult to positive EV bet on. That's just a known fact in the industry, and I'm working through some kinks right now, but we are going to lean fully into daily fantasy sports apps right now. And as you can see here, I'm down $49 on the month, $25 unit size. Last month, we made $480. That was all off of a $10 unit size. So really, that was 48 units of profit. If you go on my Pick'It now, I've switched my Pick'It algorithm to be a $25 unit size. So our units are going to say like 19, 19.2, but in reality, that was a 48 unit month. So if I had done $25 bets, we can just 25 times 48, I would have made $1,200 last month. And again, I lost money on straight bets last month as well because I just have not gotten that system down yet on how to best profit off of Kalshi. But I would have made over $1,000 sports betting with my current unit size that I'm using this month. So we're into this month. Again, I'm down on the month. I don't really care about that much because what I do care about is our DFS. And as we can see here on the month, let's go into it. I'm up $222 on daily fantasy sports apps. So I'm up like 8.9 units on DFS apps. And if we go to my all-time, since I started using the DFS method that I'm going to outline in this video for you guys, I'm up $858, almost $1,000. I should most definitely hit that this month. I better hit it this month. And I'm hoping to hit it hopefully by the time you watch this video, if we get a couple of our slips to go through. Today I've already gotten a lot in, and we're going to go through the process that I have to find my DFS apps and my DFS slips, but I want to show you guys that you can achieve an 18.34% ROI using parlays. Yes, I get there's the whole narrative, parlays are not profitable. They're not profitable if you just randomly make parlays. If you know what you're doing, if you're finding value, if you have an edge, parlays are very profitable. And I'm talking about somebody, or from the perspective of somebody who has made more money with parlays than with their straight bets, because I have not been profitable with my straight bets recently, but I am extremely profitable with my parlays. So we're going to be using the books Dabble, PrizePicks, Underdog, DraftKings Pick 6, and Better. Those are the ones I use. Those are the ones I found very good value on. I know there's more DFS apps out there, but for what I'm doing right now, I'm rocking with those 5. And let's head over to OddsJam, the software that I use. If you guys are following me, if you're watching this, maybe you use them, maybe you've seen them before. If you guys want to get on OddsJam, there's a link in the description of this episode. When you use promo code TAKES, you'll get a free week trial and 35% off your first month. If you guys want Platinum, send me a message on X. You'll get 50% off your first month to get on Platinum, which is the plan where you get all the tools that I will be outlining, and especially the live positive EV and everything like that. So there's a lot of different ways to bet. But if you guys really want to just get into DFS, where I would recommend starting is the Fantasy Optimizer, the Sharp Money tool. That will have enough of what you need. And then you can level up to Platinum down the line if you want to do more like arbitrage, positive EV, on straight bets and everything. But let's dive into the strategy. So we'll head over to the Fantasy Optimizer. This is my bread and butter. Majority of my slips come from this and the Sharp Money tool, and then I use the Positive EV tool as well when I'm trying to get a bit more volume down. But we'll start on PrizePicks. Minimum data point, I always like to go to 3. You don't want just 2 sources telling you what's going to happen. And like this right here, Prado is a very good pick. It's on Saturday, though. I'm not going to take anything on Saturday right now. I want to stick with today. So let's build out a PrizePicks slip. And I've already got maybe 10 slips locked in already. You can view them all on my Picket. Value changes constantly throughout the day, so you do want to be on the lookout all day for what you want to take. But we can see right here, Darius Garland, Max Christie, under 5.5 made threes. So I'm heading over to my PrizePicks. We're just going to type in Max Christie here. And we're going to take that under 5.5 made threes. So that's a play that I definitely want to be on. And the reason that I want to be on that play is because we can see FanDuel, sharpest player prop book in the world, minus 139 for this. Where my 3-man power play on PrizePicks is going to be minus 122 odds. So minus 139 is what more fair market price would really be. The leading book in player props is telling me that I should value this at minus 139 odds. If I want to straight bet this on FanDuel, that's the price I would have to pay. I'm getting minus 122 over on PrizePicks. That's incredible value, incredible positive expected value right there that we're going to get. Our next play that we're going to take, Nathan Lukes, under half a single. Now, FanDuel, I know a lot of times in the MLB doesn't do unders on a lot of their player props, which is not a bad thing for us. That's basically saying that they think the under is profitable and they don't want you to be able to straight bet that on FanDuel. But what we can do is we can still look at DraftKings, a major book. They're not extremely sharp, but minus 153. Caesars, minus 150. Fliff, minus 160. Nobody's giving you a good price on this. And again, we're getting it at minus 122. The math is mathing right there. And that's the only thing that matters with this. So let's take him on PrizePicks. We got Nathan Lukes. Got to find him really quick. Under half a single here. So locking that play in. We've got 2 of our 3 legs down. And now finding my third leg, I'm between Sims right here and Liberator. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but Matthew Liberatori, under 4.5 strikeouts. I'm taking this one over Sims. Both are good plays. I'll probably make another slip with Sims in it. But I can see here, again, FanDuel minus 132. It jumps all the way up to minus 147, 150, 141 on other books. So I'm still getting incredible value right here. And let's add this slip into our lineup as well. And that's going to be our 3-man parlay. So we're taking under 4.5 strikeouts. Boom, we got it locked in. Power play, $25 to win $150. Submitting that lineup, that's another slip I've locked in on PrizePicks. And I think one mistake that a lot of people make when they're starting out is they'd say, okay, cool, I got my lineup, 3-man, I'm confident about it. That's my day. That's not your day. You want to get as many in as possible. You want as many at-bats, as many shots on goal, as many shot attempts as you can get, because with a positive EV approach where you're getting expected value, the more you play, the more profitable you're going to become. There's going to be variance along the way, but the more slips you can get in with an edge, the more money you will make. So my strategy would be I'd go through there. We're not going to make a ton of slips on this because I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I'd go through underdog, same thing, set it 3-man. I'm going to always do pre-match. It's really hard to live bet on these, and there's not as many sources when you live bet, so your edge might not be as big sometimes with the optimizer here. I always like the pregame one. We can see here, like this is a good lineup. Durant has a couple good props here. Right now, I would say I would probably take Brandon Ingram as well. I don't love it. There's not as many as we saw in PrizePicks. So what I would do too is head over to the betting tab, go to the Sharp Money tool, filter it. You can do the book you want, or you can put all the DFS apps in there right now and see where else we can get some value. So let's make a quick underdog slip right here because there's going to be enough players for us to take advantage of. So we can see Kevin Durant also on the Sharp Money tool, under 36.5 points, rebounds, assists. Let's quickly just open up the fantasy optimizer as well for us. And we can see some overlap that we might have. Minimum data points 3, and we're going to see Durant under 31. So Durant has a lot of different profitable plays, and his value is going to constantly be moving. So I'm going to take the one from the Sharp Money tool on this one, under 36.5 PRA, and we're going to add that in. And again, Underdog made their payment changes, so you get 6.5x for a 3-man slip. So you're always going to want to find good underdog plays. And actually, it looks like Underdog bumped out the 36.5. I don't know if that'll update yet. But so we're going to take the other Durant line. We're going to take under 31.5 points and rebounds because that's still there. We can also take Jalen Green over 4.5 first quarter points. I don't always love the first quarter props, but again, there's value. It's got almost a 60% chance to hit because FanDuel has this at 5.5. Caesars has it at 5.5. The entire market is 5.5, yet we're getting 4.5 over on Underdog. So that's a profitable play for us. And Guys, not one of these slips do I care or do I think he's going to hit or not. No, and like I said, I truly do not care if he hits or not because I know I'm getting an edge. And actually, they bumped this, so it's at 5.5 now, so we're not getting that play. We missed the timing on that. You want to be as fast as possible. Let's see what else we can get. Is there enough to make a 3-man slip, and then I'll let you guys go. Let's take Scotty Barnes. Everyone else is 32.5. We're getting him at 31.5. That's points, rebounds, assists, so we're going to add him. Make sure this line is still up here. Yep, so we got higher on that. And then, let's see, I'm not going to do gaming right now, but you can find some profitable plays, e-gaming. Let's see what else is on Underdog. Or is there just simply not a lot of value? So there's not a lot of value, but what we do know is that a 2-man slip is also profitable. On Underdog, you're going to get a 3.5x payout, so I'm going to put 25 on that. That's 25 to win 87.50, which again is more than you would get on any other app. So Underdog is the only app right now where a 2-man slip is profitable. And now we've locked in another slip. So that is my strategy on daily fantasy sports apps. That's the strategy that's led to such an incredible run here en route to our first $1,000 off of DFS apps. And this starts, I believe, on February 20th when I started taking DFS seriously. And we can go through, let's just go to the filters because I do have more bets, in my entire history of taking daily fantasy sports apps and making picks on them. I don't know, I did Bovada in here. But we can see it's going to be a little bit worse if I'm up $379 in total off of every single bet I have ever taken off of these 5 apps. It's lower because in college, when I first got PrizePicks, I used to put down 2-man slips thinking, oh, these are my 2 favorite plays on the day. I researched them. I saw the last 5 games. They were going over, dipped down 1 in his last game, so he's going to bounce back. I used all these dumb betting strategies to try to use DFS apps, and I was losing money on them because I was not using smart, sharp betting tactics. Now that we're using it, we're profitable. I've already made up of the losses that I would have had in college when I wasn't taking this very seriously, when I was betting like a casual, thinking that I watched this game, I know this guy's good, I researched his props, I saw what he did in a head-to-head matchup, all stuff that Vegas already knows that is not going to help me or help you be profitable in daily fantasy sports. So we've already made profit off of the losses that I had when I was in college, not betting very smartly, playing very recreational. I'd put a slip in when I wanted to watch a game and whatnot, and I would simply go off of what I thought was going to happen or something that I saw on Twitter. Now we can see since February 20th when I said I'm going to really take DFS seriously, here's what getting back in the DFS graph, I'm up $858, and again, majority of that came on a $10 unit size. $10 unit size. I'm not betting $100 to start out. Hopefully one day I will be there until I get limited. But I wanted to start from the ground up. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't have, right now at this stage in my life, the money to go put down $100 on every bet that I take. It's just not smart for me right now, financially. Even though I believe that I will stay profitable, I still have a certain amount that I can allocate towards sports betting right now. The rest needs to go towards life and towards paying bills and doing everything that life requires financially. But I started this with a $10 unit size, not some crazy $100, $200, $500 unit size. And I've made an 18.34% ROI, and I'm up $858 on these apps. I upped it to 25 because I felt like I had my reins down. I knew what I could do, and I was able to put a little bit more money into my sports betting accounts to justify having a $25 unit size. And we'll hopefully continue to scale up straight from profits, not from constantly needing to put more money in from your non-sports betting funds. So this was a quick breakdown. I know when I hop on YouTube, I'm a little all over the place. I like to just get on here and spit information out to you guys, but I do hope these videos are helpful. I know when I first started out, I would see the Twitter posts, and I would see that people were indeed profitable, and I knew people were profitable from using a math-based positive EV strategy, but I never fully understood it, and when I would ask some people on Twitter, I'd get very vague answers from them, because it almost seemed like people didn't want to give away their edge, which to an extent I do understand, but there's value on the board for everybody. And I hope that I can help you guys gain the confidence to use these strategies because it is truly what will make you profitable on these apps. And look, you could start out positive EV betting, taking smart mathematical plays and lose your first 5, lose your first 10, lose your first 15 slips and think this is a scam and give up. I've been there. I completely understand it. But when you let the math over the long run, you can be profitable with these, and you will be profitable with these. And I'm going to continue to document this journey and show you guys that you can be profitable if you use smart betting strategies. So again, if you guys want the tools that I use, they're in the description of this episode. Also, I've been fortunate enough just through making content in the industry to partner with some different apps. I'll put links there. If you guys don't have these apps, get on them, have some fun with them. I also work for the daily fantasy sports app called Wanna Parlay, newer app to the market. We launched 2 NFL seasons ago. Get on there. We don't have we will soon have partnerships in the industry where you guys can see the odds on odds screeners like OddsJam. We're working towards building that out right now, but get on the app, claim your deposit match, and let me know what you think of the app. We're very excited to hear what people think. We've had a lot of good feedback, and it's growing very fast. I think it will truly be a player in the industry in due time. So definitely get on there. You can get all your game lines on Wanna Parlay. It's a pretty cool app, and I think you guys will really like it. But it's also very helpful to see what you don't like about the app so that we can shape it to be the DFS app that you want for the future. So get on there. We've also got a nice partnership with Kalshi. I'm still trying to figure out my best strategies to use on Kalshi, but definitely get on there. You'll get a free $10 after you make a trade. So we've got all partnership stuff down below too. And, I always appreciate it if you guys use my link, use my code to it. It definitely helps me out. I have a deal with all these apps. I'm not going to act like I don't, like some people like to say sign up, I get nothing from it. I don't get anything for Wanna, but that is the company I work for. So it's always good to see us, gain some new users and get perspective and feedback from people. But join any of the apps. It definitely helps me out. I appreciate it if you guys do use my code and get on them. And then, of course, if you guys have questions, message me on X. I get back to DMs as fast as I can. If I take a couple days to get back to you, I apologize. I always try to respond in the same day so I can help you guys out. Because, again, I know there were people who didn't really help me out as much as I would have liked to in the beginning. And then I got connected with some people who really did help me out. And that changed a whole lot for me. So definitely shoot me a message if you have questions. I hope you guys like these videos. Hopefully this channel will grow so we can spread the good word about how to smartly sports bet and not just throw money away at the books.